Greetings, News Plus Notes reader. We're here with Kevin and Brandon from K&G Construction. And they used to play with erector sets when they were children. And this is a little bit more than your average erector set.
Just a little.
When you put this together and you looked at it, did you have any idea of how it was all going to fit?
We had a little idea, but we never know until we get in the middle of it.
Well, when you got in the middle of this, I mean, it doesn't seem to have many vertical supports.
No, it doesn't, and that's where it's the trickiest because we have to have more cranes, and you can't have as many people because we're all in man baskets. We can't climb it hardly at all.
So what was the weather like in Texas when you were building this ride?
Well, as you can see today, it was raining most of the time we were on this job.
It rained a lot. And a lot of lightning.
A lot of lightning, which shuts us completely down.
You mean you don't want to stand on top of things that are anchored into the ground and
No,
with thunderstorms and lightning all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work real well.
Was there, other than the weather, what unique things about assembling this ride did you have?
Probably when you're up there in the air, you're dealing with big steel. You've got two cranes. We had everything from wind to the rain. But when you're dealing with it, you're cabling, you're come-alonging. You've got, there was times we had up to 20 to 30 come-alongs just to adjust, because you can't have guys in there doing it. You've got to do it from different angles.
So, Brandon, when you look at this ride, what do you think now when you see people enjoying it?
It was worth it. It was a lot of work for a quick ride. When you ride it, you're like, man, you want to do it over and over. So I got to ride it today for the first time, and it was very enjoyable. And it's not really what I thought. When you're building it, you envision what it's going to feel like. When you ride it, it was a little bit better than what I thought it was going to feel like. So it was very enjoyable, and it was very well engineered. For being a ride that was engineered by one company but produced by multiple companies, but all of it to show up and go together like it did is almost like a masterpiece, because 95,000 bolts and fasteners on this thing, and over, I think it's 27 tons or 270 tons. It's a big feat to put this all together, and we did most of it in about between 8 and 10 weeks, the whole thing. So it was a lot of torquing, a lot of fitting, and it did go together very well. So for being the first one of its kind by S&S, they did a phenomenal job at putting this together, a real engineering feat. So there's some brilliant men out there behind those computers doing this that make it a lot easier for the guys like us out here putting it together. It's a big deal when that bolt fits through 2 inches of steel. It's a glorious thing, because when it doesn't go through those 2 inches of steel and you got to change it, it's difficult on something like this. So they did a really awesome job at designing this and making sure it flowed. So it went together well.
Well, congratulations on being K&G Construction being the very first company to ever put together one of these. With a little bit of luck, this one, everybody seems to enjoy it so far. Maybe we'll be able to put together a lot more.
We hope so.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Perfect.